Hello, this is Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor, and today we're presenting the fourth in our series of media videos for the 2020 season. Now, before we get into our plays, a couple of data points for our games so far through 5 weeks. First, scoring is up about 1.4 points a game. We're averaging 57.4 points, and fouls per game are actually up about 1 foul a game. We're averaging 15.4. But the good news on the backside of that is dead ball personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct are actually down. And targeting is roughly flat year over year, but all of this is with a limited data set, a limited number of games so far. With that, let's examine some plays from this past weekend's action. Now, our first play this week is a kickoff, and we're going to talk about the goal line on this play. But you're going to see the receiver right at the goal line. He's going to muff the ball, and then he's going to go and pick it up and run it out. He's in trouble. He's not going to get very far. But what were the receiver's options on this play? So when the receiver muffed it, since he never gained possession, the status of the ball is still a kick. And then he's going to go over and touch it, actually possess it with the ball half in and half out of the end zone. Now, we know for the ball to be in the field of play, the entire ball must be out. So this ball is still in the end zone. And it doesn't matter if it was muffed in the field of play or in the end zone. If the status of the ball is still a kick and it's in the end zone, he could have simply possessed the ball here, taken a knee, gotten a touchback, and his team put the ball in play on the 25-yard line. Play 2, we've got a 4th and 1 situation, and this is a great illustration of our 4th down fumble rule. So you're going to see the quarterback fumbles the ball, and it's going to be recovered by 18 of the offense, and presumably he runs for a touchdown. But the 4th down fumble rule comes into play here. So basically the 4th down fumble rule says that before a change of possession on 4th down, if any offensive player fumbles the ball, that is the only person that can recover in advance. If any other offensive player recovers it, then the ball is dead. And if they recovers beyond the spot of the fumble, it comes back. If it's behind the spot of the fumble, then that's where the ball is declared dead. And so the ball is declared dead here when number 18 recovers it, no advance. And since he recovered the ball behind the spot of the fumble, that's where the ball will be spotted. It was 4th down, so the ball's going to go over to the defense on this play. Now, a huge point of note here. Did the quarterback ever gain possession? Was it truly a fumble? Now, video can't confirm it either way, but if the quarterback never gained possession, then this would be considered a backward pass from the center, and anyone can advance a backward pass. So make sure you know, is it a fumble or is it a backward pass? Play 3 is a great example of an end-of-half clock situation where replay can restore time to the game clock. Now, what you're going to see is the receiver gets out of bounds, but the clock goes to 0. But using the TV graphic clock or the bug clock, replay can see that there was a great potential that there was time left on the clock when this receiver went out of bounds. Now, once they get into a review, replay is going to always use the real superimposed clock. And you can see here that there's no question that there's time left. And since the player is out of bounds and the clock would start on the next snap, they're allowed now to go back and put either 1 or 2 seconds back on this clock. So really good job by replay here. Play 4 is a long pass, and we're going to get an interception completed at the 2-yard line, and then the player's momentum takes him back into the end zone. Now, many fans wanted a touchback on this play, but this falls into what we call the momentum exception to a safety rule. So really, by rule, this is a safety. The player possesses the ball in the field of play, takes it back into his own end zone, and is down there. So that's the definition of a safety. But the momentum exception allows him, if he gains possession between the 5 and the goal line, and his original momentum carries him in the end zone where he's down, we're going to bring the ball back to the spot where he first gained possession. And this can also apply to a fumble or a kick. So in this case, the defense is going to get the ball back at the 2-yard line. It's not a touchback and it's not a safety based on our momentum exception rule. Play 5, we get a good illustration of our helmet rule. And by rule, when a ball carrier's helmet comes completely off, the play is dead at that point. And it's important that our officials do a good job of getting this shut down quickly for player safety. But when the helmet's off, that's where we're going to spot the ball. And then also on this play, we get a call for unsportsmanlike conduct. You're going to watch number 32. He's going to throw his opponent's helmet way away. And so this is truly unsporting behavior and a good call by the crew. Play 6, we're going to get a good call for a face mask foul here. And I really want to talk about the face mask rule. So basically what it says is that no player shall grasp and then twist, turn, or pull. So it's got to have both grasp and then twist, turn, or pull the face mask, chin strap, or any helmet opening of an opponent. And so what you see here is he really gets the top of the helmet opening and grasps it and then twists and turns. And so this is a good call, but it could be the back of the helmet. Any helmet opening also qualifies as a face mask foul. Play 7, we get a really good call for a horse collar tackle. And what the rule says is that players are prohibited from grabbing the inside back collar of the shoulder pads or jersey, or now the nameplate area, but it also can be the inside collar of the side of the shoulder pads or side of the jersey. But the key point is immediately pulling the ball carrier down. So even if you got in the horse collar, but you slowly rode the player down, that's not a foul, but it's this immediately pulling them down. And you can see here from the video, this is a player safety rule. This is very, very dangerous on the legs. So good call by the crew here. Now, our last play this week, we had a call on the field for targeting, and we can support that call as the rule says when in question it's a foul. And this happens very, very quickly. But replay now is going to come in and take a look, and they have to confirm all aspects to confirm the targeting. So we'll walk through the process. Number one, do we have a defenseless player? There's no question. This receiver is still defenseless, so that checks that box. Number two, do we have an indicator of targeting? And we have a launch. The player's going to lower his head and try to attack the opponent. So we definitely have an indicator. And then third, do we have forcible contact to the head or neck area? Can we confirm forcible contact to the head or neck area? And you really just cannot confirm the forcible contact. So this is why we made the change in replay. We're going to overturn this. This player is going to stay in the game. I don't necessarily like his technique, but this is not a targeting foul, and this player should not be disqualified. Well, that's it for our video this week. We thank you for your time invested, and we appreciate your feedback, especially if there's a tight play you want to see highlighted on future productions. So best of luck this week, and stay safe and healthy.